Welcome to Port Orchard, a Kitsap Peninsula small town located in the Puget Sound area of the Pacific Northwest. Its position allows to reach the Washington State coast and the Olympic National Park on the west, and Tacoma, Seattle, and the Mount Rainier on the east. Originally called Sydney, Port Orchard was established in 1886 by Frederick Stevens, who named it after his father Sydney. The Illinois inventor, Sydney Stevens, indeed considered the area a good place to build a new town and decided to buy some terrains. The primary business was lumber and the loggers that frequented the night saloons in town. But when the Navy's Commission decided to set the second naval base of the Pacific coast in Sydney, new industries started to develop in the area. In 1892, Sydney changed its name to Port Orchard to honor the clerk Harry Masterman Orchard, who received the credit for helping Captain Vancouver to discover the inlet where it is now located.
This is downtown Port Orchard.
Yeah.
In 1900 and 1905, see that boardwalk right there?
Yeah.
That's the middle of Bay Street. So all of Bay Street is built
On the water?
over the water.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So when it first started, that was, the boardwalk was right on the water. And they just slowly started filling in. In the 1950s is when they filled in the last bit, like where the gazebo is, the park, and all that parking along there. That was all filled in the 1950s.
950,
And the
okay.
Carlisle right there, I got pictures from 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70 years ago.
The first edition of Kitsap County History, a comprehensive county history with narratives and photos, was published in 1977. A third edition of the book was published in 2012 after 5 years of work by a team of researchers and editors led by Nina Hallett. Claudia Hunt helped make happen two Arcadia Images of America photo history books, one on Port Orchard and one on Silverdale. The museum also published two exhibit catalogs, one on bridges and one on footwear. Longtime registrar Carolyn LaFontaine played a key role in all these efforts. A $100,000 bequest from Daryl and Nina Hallett in 2014 endowed the curator's salary and helped pay for the replacement of the pole barn roof. An artisan-made wooden bench in the museum recognizes that bequest. Another team, led by Sig and Bonnie Cray, worked for 3 years to restore a 1931 Chevy mail truck that debuted at the pole barn in 2016 and has won awards at the county fair. In 2018, the mezzanine level and the former first floor store space in the museum were leased to the Valenzinetti Puppy Museum. The Timeline exhibit in the museum has recently undergone an upgrade, adding interactivity to the displays, improved lighting, redesign of some displays, and elements that recognize the diversity in Kitsap County's history. The exhibit upgrade was made possible by a grant from the C. Keith Rickenfeld Trust.
how long time ago did you open this?
We opened in November of 2020.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so it's been 3 years now.
Almost 3 years, yeah.
Yeah. And why you decided to open this kind of activity?
It's been a dream for all the owners and the people that work here. So I grew up in the farmhouse that's right there.
Yeah.
I live about 300 yards that way now. And my mom's another owner. She lives right up on the hill. Seth, the other owner, lived in that house till about 6 months ago. And so we're all just kind of together, yoked together.
Okay, so you're like a family that own this place?
Pretty much. There's 3 different families now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we knew that brewing and farming went very well together, so we wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what kind of dishes do you usually make?
For food,
Yeah.
we make hot sandwiches, pizza made from the grain from brewing, salads, Buddha bowls. I would call it American home cooking. Soups and salads, sandwiches.
I know that you host some events here.
Yep.
What kind of events?
We do bingo. Sorry, we do music bingo, trivia night. We do benefit dinners. We do a lot of outside vendors bring their work into here, so basket weaving, wind chime making.
I based my Cedar Cove series on my hometown of Port Orchard, Washington. I'm here at the Cedar Cove Inn, which affords us a beautiful view of the downtown area, and I'd like to share with you some of the sites that are in the series. Right down here is Amy's on the Bay, which I have named Dee Dee's on the Cove in my series. Right beyond that is the library where Grace works, and you can't quite see the totem pole. And then over here is the marina. Farther on is the yellow building with the green top is the Taco Shack, which used to be down on the road to Gorst, which is now moved into town. And beyond that, you can see the clock tower, which is City Hall, where the bells ring. And far beyond that is the Olympic Mountains, which are just beautiful out today. There are peaks in the Olympics that have never been climbed or explored. And over here we have 2 tall ships visiting. The Lady Washington is one, and I'm not sure of the other. But this is a beautiful town, and I'm very proud of it and proud to be from Port Orchard.
So that's the Sydney Hotel. That's the original Sydney Hotel. It used to be about 2 blocks higher than it was, but in 1910 they had a flash flood, and it actually literally slid down the hill.
Okay.
And they relocated it. There's a new building there now that kind of looks like it's got a turret.
Is the one that is behind the City Hall? Okay.
Yeah, and so it's built on the same location, and they kind of tried to replicate the look of it, but that wasn't originally built there.
Okay.
The shipyard is still the major employer.
Okay.
And it's, people move here to work there a lot, but not to live there.
Yeah.
So.
The Long Lake County Park is one of my favorite places for sure. It is not really crowded, and it's the perfect place if you want to take time for yourself. But I think that the characteristic waterfront is the main attraction. I love to spend my time on the beach there, and when it's sunny, you can enjoy the view of the Olympic Mountains.